guys, it's Sandy. If you're new here, thanks for hanging out with me. If you've been here before, first off, thanks for bearing with me in my little absence. And thanks for joining me again today. So I have been away. I'm going to do some talky stuff first, and then we're just gonna have a nice little chat about my fall sewing plans. So yeah, I have been away for a bit because we are moving back up to Dublin. So this is gonna be one of the last times I talk to you in this house, hopefully. My husband got a job, so we're very excited for him. So far, so good. He's loving it. And we're sale agreed on a flat, and once that goes through, I'll move up, and man, am I excited. Yeah, like I love living in Dublin. I loved when we lived in Dublin before. I'm also really excited. We're downsizing a bit. Right now we have two double bedrooms, one single, and two bathrooms. One like full bathroom and one just powder room. And I mean, only cleaning one bathroom, and we have a bathtub. Like, I am just honestly so excited that cleaning isn't going to be like a production of a day. Yeah, I hate cleaning. Really hate cleaning. And I love moving because I have an excuse for why my house is so messy today. As opposed to usually when it's just personality trait. No, yeah, so I am super excited to be moving. Also just a little sound warning for this video. We have also in the past couple of months gotten a budgie. It flew into Adam's work when he was in Cork still. Flew into his work one day and that man saw another Australian in need. So we've named him Cooper PD because that's where they mine opals in Australia, and my dad had just like this fascination with Cooper PD for a while. It's like a town, it's all underground. It's actually really, really cool. It was when we were still living in Vancouver, and we honeymooned in Australia and did like another reception in Melbourne, so all of Adam's family that couldn't come out to the big wedding still got to like celebrate. So my parents came out for that because my mom's always wanted to go to Australia. And so my dad's like, could we just like go for a day to Cooper PD? And Adam's like, you're from Canada, think about the scale of things, like, you know, but no. So he just had this like fascination with Cooper PD, and Cooper looks like our bird, he looks like a little opal. And they do actually, budgies are native to Australia, to like that kind of area, so they are like found in the wild in Cooper PD. So his name's Cooper PD, and it's really cute. And another sound you might hear is Baxter. He's outside right now, but he'll let himself in at some point and just like his little paws on the little floors. Yeah, but anyway, so not cleaning an apartment, or only cleaning an apartment. I'm so excited. It's a beautiful apartment. And I'm ready to move back to the big smoke. So yeah, very excited. So there's that. That is, I think today I just want to talk about some like fall sewing plans. So that's one of the reasons I haven't really finished anything. Well, I have finished things. Everybody I know has decided to have a baby. So I've been doing a lot of baby knitting. And when I knit gifts for somebody, I kind of don't like to like film it and find all the mistakes in the pattern that I made and like all it changes. I mean, to be fair, the only person who watches this who's getting a baby present is my friend Julia, who, if you want to see beautiful paintings, I'll actually link her below because she's like the coolest human being on earth. Yeah, I'll link her Instagram. She's actually a brilliant painter, so rainbow, so beautiful. And yeah, I can share it. Okay, so I just ran and got it. It's blocked, but it needs still some finishing stuff. So with Julia, if the question is color, the answer is yes. She does so many beautiful rainbow things. This is a little bonnet. It's the Little Miss Romy set. It's on Ravelry. So I'm just going to sew some little ties. And this is, I got it in a KnitCrate. It's Malabrigo. So the actual body of it is 100% merino wool, and the trim is silk. So since Julia knits herself, I used to always buy really, really cheap yarn to knit with. You know, the merchant Michael and his wares. And then, yeah, like I just wouldn't wear the stuff I made, and I never really realized why. I was one of those people that thought wool was scratchy and like not great. So she is actually Julia, who she bought a bunch of yarn, and she went to like the local yarn store to like Bananas, which if you're ever in Vancouver, go. It's like so fun. I love it. It's a really good yarn store. And you know, I said, but oh my goodness, like you're spending $100 on this, and she's like, I'm putting so much time into it, and I want to wear it. Like I'm putting so much time, I might as well put the money to and wear it and love it. So yeah, so it's got just so it's a little Miss Romy. So for Julia, I don't mind. Also, she knows how to care for wool, so it doesn't need to be machine washable because she hand washes stuff anyway. So yes, there's like a little lace thing. So you have a little bonnet that's gonna have the bonnet strings, and then the little sweater that's gonna have a button here. So Julia, if you're seeing this now, it'll get to you when it gets to you. No, it'll be soon. This is my goal for next week. Yeah, so it's rainbows, it's stunning, it's merino wool, it's so soft. I actually got this in a KnitCrate when they did the Malabrigo crates. In the back, it's so cute. Yeah, they did the Malabrigo crates, so it's the same colorway, but yeah, like you can see the difference between the silk and the wool, and it's just like beautiful quality material. I mean, it's so, yeah, so I'm obsessed with it. It's so cute. And like I said, Julia, I'll link her below because her painting really is stunningly amazing. She uses color. I mean, that was my big joke. For Julia, if the question is color, the answer is yes. But she uses color in such a beautiful, intuitive way. It's kind of that thing where you're just like, I don't understand how all these colors work together, but they do. She has such a good eye. It's all rainbow. Like, we love Julia. I could literally just sit and make like a 40-minute video talking about how much I love Julia. So yeah. So that is something that I've mostly finished. But yeah, that pattern actually was really good. Again, it's a Little Miss Romy set. I'll link it below. I'll link to KnitCrate. I think they are doing Malabrigo again. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, I love KnitCrate because I love like hoarding different yarns for gifts. And just to have around and to touch and look at it. Yeah, the minute I can afford to do it again, let me tell you, that's the first subscription box that will be going back up. But yeah, so yeah, so I've just done so many baby gifts. I think I made in total 8, 9, something like that, like just constant. And yeah, I don't know, baby stuff is so cute. It knits up quick. It's all good. I like knitting for babies, and then I like when people give me their baby, and I really like handing them back. No, I'm actually like scared to hold babies a little bit. I kind of like, anyway, we're getting off topic now. So the point of today's video is my fall sewing plans. Fall sewing plans. So two things have really are going to change like kind of how I sew. First off, I am trying to be more, well, 3 things with this. I am trying to be more considerate and think more about, well, no, this counts as the first. So, well, the first thing was obviously Dublin. We're going to be moving to Dublin. Our lifestyle is going to be a bit different. Adam's job now is a bit more regular hours, so we can kind of have more of like a normal life, which is nice. You know, we're a bit more city center, so it's easier to get around to things and do things, and yeah. So that's the first thing, is obviously just anytime you move, there's a lifestyle change. Secondly, I have done like this really deep dive, because I mean, some people just do closet clean outs like every season or whatever. And good for you for being organized. That's not my life. So moving has really made me kind of think of what I need, what I'm wearing, and I have started getting really into like kibby body types, which if you don't know, there was a stylist in the 80s who wrote a book called Metamorphosis, and it's you know how usually it's like you're an hourglass, you're a pear, you're a rectangle, you know, or an apple, pear, hourglass, and just like rectangle. So Kibby found that a bit restrictive. I think it's a bit weird, like why are we fruit? So he made his own system based more upon the balance and proportion of your height to your bone structure. So I have narrowed it down. I'm a soft dramatic. With my height, the only things I could be were dramatic, soft dramatic, or flamboyant natural. I don't have a lot of natural width. I'm actually quite narrow. Like, yeah, like I do, but the thing you notice first about me is that I'm very tall. So, for me it was dramatic, soft dramatic, because just like tall. Flamboyant natural has a bit more width. I have a double curve, so like when I kind of stand in a mirror and I make like a shape, this kind of comes as a circle, and my hips come as like a really big circle. So yeah. So it's more about how your bones are built, more about how your kind of like flesh sits on your bones, which sounds really gross, but it's like, you know. So just kind of like where you gain weight, where you lose weight, how you look. And it's one of those things when I started reading it and I kind of like did a deep dive into it, I so much made sense, So like for my body type, I need like waist emphasis and longer lines, and then I did my color season, so I've determined I'm a dark auburn or a deep autumn. And again, like I found this like thing of like your best colors and your worst colors, and I was just like, oh, okay. And so much just made sense, and I've had a lot of time to think, a lot of time to myself lately while I was up in Dublin, and yeah, like I did a deep dive. I went through all like my kind of old photos on Facebook, so obviously I don't have like access to film photos right now. But yeah, like you know what? I look good in black. Don't get me wrong. I think I look really good in black, but I look great in brown. Like a dark brown. Ooh, I look great in dark brown. I look good in camel. Like yeah, so and even just like with the body types, like I've looked at some of the things that I've worn and I've been like, you know what? I really liked that dress. I really liked that shirt, and kind of knowing why makes sense. And also I've looked at like in my closet a lot of things I don't like. Or not that I don't like I like them. I think they're really good. Like these two dresses, I actually put them on Depop and I like sent it to my mom being like, look, I'm not a hoarder anymore. She's like, but why are you getting rid of such cute dresses? And I'm like, they're cute, but this is the thing is first off, they're not the colors I wear. Like I have had them now. I mean, I bought them for my honeymoon where I didn't wear them at all. I think I wore one of them once. I didn't wear them at all on my honeymoon. I brought them to Malta. I think I wore one once in Malta. And I've just kind of determined why I'm not wearing these clothes. And I'm like, it's because they're just a bit too short, or there's just something, the color's off. And so being able to see like, okay, I don't reach for that because of this. It's not like a styling fault of mine. It's just because it's not something that suits my body shape. So yeah, so if you want to get into it, it's actually a Facebook group now, Strictly Kibby. He just got a book deal, so I'm very excited for his new book. He flat out says don't go to the 80s book because there's a lot that's changed and the way we dresses changed, which I also like that he's not just like re-releasing his book for quick cash. He's like very much saying no, like no. So he has the Facebook group, Strictly Kibby, and then there's like a Start Here Kibby, Strictly Kibby, where you go through all like the all through the exercises, and it's very much about finding your style first and then finding like your body type second. So I've kind of gone through it and like being inspired by things and finding your inspiration. It's yeah, if you kind of feel like you have that whole closet full of clothes and nothing you wear, how does he put it? You need less than you have but more than you think. You know what I mean? So yeah, if you're kind of in that situation where you're just like, why do I never feel like myself? Why do I always hate all my clothes? Give it a shot, honestly. Like, and if it makes no sense to you, whatever. There's a million and two different style concepts, and this one just so happened to work for me. So, also, if anybody tells me I have the same body type as Sophia Loren, I'm like drinking your Kool-Aid. Like, compare me to Sophia Loren, and I'm like, all in, we are done. Yeah, you want to hear what you want to hear. So that said, those are kind of my big things. I want a lot of waist emphasis. I want some like draping. Yeah, like casual, but I also need to think about my lifestyle. It's going to be still very casual. Switching my neutral from black to brown. I think I've said like 17 times in the past 10 minutes, but no. So just kind of that the vibe of the thing, So I have a little like Pinterest board on my tablet. Now time for the actual making, like a year later. So, okay. So I have a lot of fabrics. And the thing too is I do want to use up the fabrics I have because, money. No, and like there's some beautiful fabrics like this wool. I love this wool. I actually think it does do pretty okay on my skin. Yeah. So I love this wool. It's made in England, so that's really good, like really good quality. The pattern is cute. I do like a check pattern, which isn't technically my kibby, but I think I can make it work if it's not about like having every piece be everything. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to try to sew some like drapey beautiful things. One thing very important about this is it is double-sided, which I want for the first thing I want to make. It's B6244. So the sack pattern I actually don't have, I need to buy. So it's a coat, but it's got those drapes in the front. I like the length of it. A little side note, this is probably going to be the most tangential video I ever make, so I hope you find that interesting. I have had the coat, my winter coat now. I mean, I think I might have almost had it 10 years at this point. No, not 10. I think I bought it when I was like 24, 25, maybe 26. I've had it for like a very, very long time. I bought it at Old Navy. I still remember the day I bought it. I just don't remember any details about myself on that day. I had a 50% off coupon. I think I paid like 20 bucks for it. It's a wool blend. And I'm gonna make a whole thing about like keeping clothes and all that. But anyway, yeah, so like I've had this coat for a while. I think I mean it's still kicking. I can probably get another couple years out of it and I'm gonna keep it, but I do want some more different options for my outerwear. So yeah, I like this one. I am going to make a little belt for it. Like a self belt and the same thing, and I'm gonna add belt loops to it because I want some like waist vibes. But also it doesn't have a closure, so I want to be able to like, because Dublin does get pretty darn cold. It's colder than Cork, which I love. Hopefully snow. But yeah, so yeah, so I'm gonna make it in this, and I think it'll, I mean the drape I do think will be quite nice. I think it'll be really good and it'll soften some of those sharp lines. And yeah, I think it'll just be a really pretty coat. It's heavyweight. It's not heavy, like it's quite actually lightweight, but it is again 100% wool. So I think I'll be warm enough, especially if I'm wearing like a wool scarf, a wool hat, a wool sweater, like, you know? Yeah. Oh, somebody just helped himself in. If you hear crunching, it's because I left him a bunch of treats. But anyway, I do think that'll drape quite nicely on the little waterfall thing. And one thing, so in Outlander, when they're in the 60s, and Brianna is, who's one of the characters, I'm not going to spoil for you if you haven't watched it. She wears this like cape with a matching mini skirt, and that's originally what I wanted to do with this. But I don't, like, I actually was going to do Cape Timber last year, which I'll talk about later in the context of this year, but I didn't get around to making the cape because a whole bunch of stuff happened, and it's the story of my life. A whole bunch of stuff happened. I don't know. But yeah, so I was going to make it, and I actually bought this pattern to make it in. It's the So DIY Nita wrap skirt, and I was going to make it a mini. But now I think I'm going to make, to match my new jacket, I'm going to make this length. So the way she does it is there's 3 closures as well. You can do, here she has sort of like, I think the D-ring. You can do the 2 ties, or you can do the button. So I like the idea of the button because I don't want like the ties flying about. It just kind of makes me nervous, especially the way Bax jumps up on me and stuff when we're somewhere. So, but I don't want like a big button, only one random button here. So what I think I'm going to do is instead of a button, I'm going to do 2 big snaps. Yeah, so it's again going to be very like up and up, but the wrap kind of goes that way. So I think it'll distort the pattern enough that it'll look very like nice. And yeah, and I think that'll just be a good basic skirt to have around. Yeah, I'm just really excited. Good wool skirt. I actually bought a bunch of wool. I have so much wool fabric because I want to, the reason this is so bunchy by the way is because I was playing with the drape. this, yeah, like I bought this to make like Victorian walking skirts. I wanted like a whole bunch of like shortened Victorian walking skirts, and I still think those would actually probably look really good on me, but I think I just need some stuff that I can wear right now, and maybe I'll table that for when that's more what I need. So yeah, so that's that fabric. I also have like, I bought a lot of that. I pretty much bought out the shop. So I'm hoping I can like find a pattern for a little dog harness and like collar and leash, and maybe make Baxter or something, and we can match and we can like walk around. It'll be cute. It'll be cheesy, but it'll be cute. So I have some linen here. I forgot to run up and grab, well, okay, right now like half my fabric's packed, half isn't. And so I have this big swath of linen that I was debating whether I was going to use this fall or not. I don't think I'm going to use it this autumn because I think I'm going to save this to make a skirt in the summer because I have enough of it to do that. But I also have a little bit of this in like a bright purple, and I have a little bit in like an ivory. So again, it's just like basic linen. I find if you're in the market, I actually made a Saguaro set out of this from the like Friday Pattern Company, Saguaro, I don't know how to pronounce it, but whatever, it's a cute set. This is a good linen. I find this is the cheapest linen you're gonna get in Ireland, and it is from the fabric counter in Dublin. It's just like right Smithfield Square, like where on the cobblestone side, and you yeah, it's like Stony Batter, but it's just like that side you keep going. It's like right by the Lidl. I didn't discover it until like right before we moved from Dublin, and Adam was like, thank God, if that was there, we would have been bankrupt. And I'm like, yeah, probably. I like to sew. No, so I don't think I'm going to do anything with that, but with the cream one, I do want to make a patina blouse, and I also have mother of pearl buttons for that. It's going to be so pretty. It's just like, yeah, so cute. And again, I think a blouse like this and just like a good cream is going to be good year-round piece, you know. Can't go wrong with a white shirt. And then I have M8146, so I kind of want to do the View A, the short sleeve one there, in the purple if I have enough fabric. And oh, actually, I won't need to buy buttons for that because that doesn't need buttons. There you go. I love a wrap. So yeah, so that's kind of my linen plans. And again, I mean, bright purple isn't the most summery, but are you okay, Bubby? Sometimes he like trips over his own feet, and he just does like a, I don't know, this dog's so weird, but it's so cute. He just looks around like, I don't do anything. So, anyway, yeah, that's kind of my plans for those two. I think it'll be good as like year round. Apparently my camera stopped filming for some odd reason. So, I don't know. Anyway, your own vibes. I don't want to say vibes again because I think I've said it like 100 times. But, yeah. It's weird because I've done longer videos before where I've just talked in one take. I think this, I don't know. Anyway, so another thing I want to make, I actually bought this during lockdown because Reese Cooper, who is a really cool fashion designer, released with some of his fabrics during lockdown when he couldn't, these how to make a chore coat kits that come with all the stuff you need to make like one of his signatures, the chore coat. And I have a Baxter fur. Yeah, and so there's actually a print on this. It comes with like all the stuff and the pattern. Oh, okay. There is care instructions. I can't find a fabric content, but there's care instructions. It's dry clean only. So I think a coat that maybe I'll dry clean once a year. It does come printed, you know, he has like that. It also came with the pattern, snaps, a ruler. I like that it came with a ruler. I think it should have come with scissors too, but that's my opinion. It came with some patches. So there's like that one, that one, that one. So yeah, and then this is the fabric. Can I get to where it's screen printed easy? Here we go. Am I just gonna mess it up anyway and have to fold that later? Yeah. So it's printed with this like thing that it's, what does it say? I forget what it says. This is a RCI home sewn garment designed by Reese Cooper and constructed by someone inspired by doing, not watching, made with RCI materials but assembled to reflect the person wearing it. So I'm gonna throw that probably on like the bottom back panel. And then it's got like the cute little sewing machine thing. I don't know if he's still selling these. I hope he is, because honestly it's so cool. I've actually had this fabric like lied down ready to cut, but I got scared. I think I just had some troubles lining up the grain. Look. And like ironing it. I need to use a presser cloth. I think I was just too scared to start it. I didn't really feel confident in what I was doing, so I want that, because I think this is, in case you can't tell, I'm really leaning into the reds and burgundies. I feel like they look really good on me. Especially I'm gonna maybe do a couple more dyes of my hair black, and then I'm gonna try to get it back a bit lighter to my natural color. But I think that'll be good for days when it's like a little too cold for a sweater, but not cold enough for like a wool coat, when I'm just casually like out walking Baxter, you know? But yeah, it came with like the patterns, the instructions, the snaps, all the good stuff. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I might buy different, where's the snap kit though? I might try to track these down in gold if I can. So yeah, so I can have gold snaps. But we shall see. We shall see. Or maybe make buttons. Maybe have buttons. I don't know. But anyway, so I think that's kind of cool. And I don't have like a designer garment that I made, which is the dream for me. So the next kind of fabric we have is, oh shit-iddles, 12 meters of white knit. I bought this for a project that I didn't end up making. So I don't look great in white. I need like an off-white. So, I mean, you can kind of see the difference. You know, this just looks a little, whereas this looks a little white. Yeah, so I don't look good in stark white. So I'm going to dye it. I don't want to ruin my new bathtub in like the new apartment. So I don't have a pot big enough to dye it all at once in, but I want things to be the same color. I don't have to want to like cut little pieces around. So my concept here, I'm thinking I'm going to cut all the garments I want out of it. And then I'm going to go in and have like little pieces of like lingerie where I can cut. So I cut everything as efficiently as possible. And then I dye it all separately. And what's going to suck is I'm going to have to go back and like redo or do all the markings after I dye. And the dye obviously is going to heat up. This is washed. So it's fine. It's being washed. But it's going to heat up. So it's going to curl all the ends in. It's going to be a bit of a pain. But I think it's the only way I can consistently, first off, dye it one color where one garment matches. And then also have it so that I can do things different colors. So yeah, and then what I'm going to do is after I dye the garment, anything like lingerie-y, because I find white undergarments show up under darker colored things. So if I dye like, there's a skirt I want to make, if I dye that brown and I wear white underwear under it, sometimes you can see the white underwear under it. So if I can at least take that kind of like stark white tinge on, that way even if I'm under a black light, it won't be like as bad. So another reason I want to dye it before I sew instead of just sewing up the whole garment and dyeing it is I want to match thread. So yeah, because the thread, I like polyester thread because it's a bit stronger and I find it makes your garments last longer, even though I would prefer not to use polyester. Yeah, and it's just, I think, nicer on the sewing machine. So yeah, I think that will, oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, so I think it's just the best way to do it, but the polyester won't dye when I use cotton dye and okay, so speaking of that skirt, this is the Rebecca Page high waist pencil skirt. I want one. I want it to be this length. I think would be really flattering. A lot of waist emphasis, everything I'm looking for. And also knit pencil skirts are really, really comfortable. So yeah, I'm excited for that. But that one I want in a brown, like an espresso brown. So yeah, just like a dial and espresso brown. So I'm going to do that. Another thing I want out of this, probably in an espresso brown as well, is this is the Flor cardigan by Steamwork. And I think this is just going to be such a good piece. And if it's the same color as the skirt, I can do like a little set, or, you know, just with jeans or like with anything. It's such a good versatile piece, or even with like the wrap skirt. You know, I think, yeah, I think it's just one of those pieces that's going to go really with everything. And one thing we have in Ireland that happens a lot here is the pubs often have fires going, so it can get like really, really warm. So I think just like a good lightweight jersey cardigan is always good to have, because it's like warm enough that your kind of like arms are covered, but it's not so warm that you're like sitting there dying as there's like a fire in the pub. They can get so warm, and you're dressed for the, and it's just, yeah, it's a whole thing. I want to make a few of these in different colors. So this is the Orlando t-shirt by Seamwork. Seamwork is really good because if you like their aesthetic, they have, I forget how much it is a year, but you get access to all their patterns, and they release 2 new ones every month. So they're really good. But yeah, so I'm thinking about just a basic scoop neck t-shirt in a bunch of different colors. I'm honestly just gonna hit up the Dylon rack at the fabric store and go nuts. But yeah, so then my plan, I do need a lot of like underwear, just because I'm transitioning to homemade underwear just changes your life. It's so much comfier. So I'm gonna dye the garment, take the garment out, and then exhaust the dye bath with like lingerie stuff. I also want a bunch more lounge bras. So I found this Rebecca Page. Oh, full disclosure, by the way, I test patterns for Rebecca Page, so I contract myself out to them. So I do recommend a lot of their stuff, but I applied to test for them because I like their patterns. So, you know. But this is the Racerback Bra. I really like the concept of this. I like a lounge bra because I do want some support, but I don't want to be wearing like an underwire day to day. It's just not comfortable as I'm like moving around in my life. And I have one that I'm using that's like a sports bra. I think I got when I was like 16 in a 3-pack at Costco. And I think I need something a little nicer. And then for patterns, they just released this cheeky underwear that I think is really cute, so I'll give that a shot. And then these, the basic underwear, I was actually one of the testers for the curvy sizes on this. 10 out of 10, recommend. Like, I have a pair of high-waisted that I always wear under dresses, and a pair of just normal ones that I literally like save until I'm doing something where I know I need to be comfy. Like, I wear these on a plane. Like, that's how comfy they are. They are so good. I love them. And then also in kind of like the underwear lingerie mark, I want to make a bunch of shapewear. Not so much for like compression. I just want smoothing. Like, I'm the type, I like to wear a tank top under everything. So yeah, and also for if I'm going to be wearing more skirts, I want the legs, because the issue I have with like a lot of the kind of chub rub shorts is my thighs are best friends. Like, they just want to spend all day rubbing up against each other. They're madly in love. Is that I find they end just a little bit too short, because again, I'm tall, so they're probably good for the average person, but for me, they don't really work. So yeah, so I want to make a bunch that are like super high-waisted, a little bit longer, so I can just throw them under a skirt, throw them under a dress, and I'm not making any dresses this fall. I might. But anyway, yeah, so that's the plan, is I'm going to cut everything out. I'm going to buy like new knee pads and just go for it and cut everything in this jersey, and then do all the dyeing project by project right before I make something, and probably slowly go insane in the process. And then, oh, I also found this black corduroy. I think I bought for a mini skirt, so if I have enough, I might just make myself a bonus mini skirt for days feeling like wearing a mini skirt. Yeah, so that's kind of the sewing. Then for knitting, I've actually started this. It is the boho style embroidered sweater class on Craftsy. So it looks like that. I have a lot of opinions on Craftsy right now. They got bought by TN Marketing, which is who owns National Sewing Circle, which I am not a fan of. TN Marketing basically 100% are very upfront about the fact that they sell your data. I am not too fussed with it because honestly, I just assume every company is selling my data. So, you know, I don't think my data is that interesting to sell. But this one I actually bought, and I bought all the stuff for when they were Blueprint. Then they gave away like free credits every month for Keep Forever classes. So again, I'm not too fussed about it. If it's something that you are, maybe stay away from Craftsy now that they've been bought out. But their old content to me is good enough to keep premium until I'm kind of like cycled through all that. I personally don't think their new content is on par, but that's just my opinion. So, but this class so far has been good. I have a bit of issues with this pattern, but I will get into that. I'm making a whole separate video on this. So far I've done, since I bought the yarn so long ago, I've done 1 and a bit sleeves. Since I bought the yarn so long ago, I don't think I'll be able to get matching dye lots. It's the MillaMia yarn. I got it at Lovecrafts before Brexit. So I don't think I'll be able to get, I really hope that needle wasn't holding any stitches. Oh no. It was just the working needle. We are good. Yeah, so you're supposed to do the body first, then do the sleeves. I decided to do the sleeves first because if the sweater's a little bit cropped, like I'm not sure which size I bought the yarn for. I don't remember if I bought enough to make it longer. So if the sleeves are a little bit cropped, that's gonna bug me less than if the body's a little bit cropped and I just wear it with like high-waisted skirts. So I figured I want the sleeves to be long, so I'll do the sleeves first and then go back and go round and round and around the body. So a lot of TV knitting. It's actually really good for moving because I don't need to think too hard, but it just lets me kind of work out my anxiety in that. So that's that. And then the kind of last project that I definitely want to get done and kind of commit to greatly is we have a balcony in the new place and it's like stunning. It has views over Phoenix Park, so you know I can see a lot of nights where there's maybe a glass of wine and sitting watching the sunset. I'm so excited. Like I'm so excited for this apartment. I am just like so yeah, but I want something that will go like over my shoulders. So another Craftsy class I've been doing is the Learn to Dye. And then I did the basics of home dyeing and the next steps in home dyeing. So I have like all the yarn to do it. This is the thing, like I said, like I'm mad at Craftsy, but I love this class. Like I'd recommend this 100%. So it's just kind of a toss-up. Just know what you're getting into. Like everything, actually read those terms and conditions if you care about having your data sold. Simple. So yeah, so I dyed this. I am fairly certain I found what this was because I went, and again I did before Brexit, I went through the dyeing classes and I did a big, because Lovecrafts does flat rate shipping to Ireland, so I think if you spend over like, I think at that point it was like if you spend over €100 or something, so I would just spend over €100, do big swaths, and I did a huge buy before Brexit because yeah, I think now they calculate the tax into your package at checkout, but here it's like you need cash at cash at the thing, or if they FedEx it. I know what FedEx doesn't. I think this is a bit cheeky because they did this on my Reese Cooper. Is they charge you in advance, but they don't tell you, and then they charge you like a €25 fee that they had to pay it for you. So you end up paying like this. The customs I think was only $10, but I had to pay €25 to FedEx because I ordered, like it doesn't make sense. Like if they'd sent me a text and said pay it, I would have done it, but anyway, just a little note. It's like honestly a bit like living in Canada again when I ordered stuff from the States, because what they do in Canada is they show up and you have to like pay the postman at the door, and I think it's just so funny. So, yeah, so like if we knew something was coming, we'd always try, like me and my brother would always try to like not be home so my parents would pick it. Yeah. Uh, uh just yeah. But no, so I dyed this. This is the Next Step in Dyeing course. I bought pretty much all the yarn. So I think I found what this was. I think it's the I completely forget the name, but I'll link it below. I do love Love Crafts. Probably order from them again now that they've sorted out the customs issue. But yeah, so it's silk. I think silk, alpaca, and wool. I know there's silk because this course was dyeing silk, and so it's a bit darker in life than it's coming up on camera, but it is so beautiful. It almost like glows. So I've decided this is going to be so beautiful and drapey. I kind of want a shawl out of it. It's sport weight. It's really nice. So I kind of want a shawl, and I'm thinking like, yeah, you know, because sometimes when you're like, especially when you have a balcony and you're just going outside and you just want something to kind of sit by the balcony so you can just grab it, put it over your shoulders, and then just like admire the beauty of where you live. I'm so excited. I'm so ready. So I found this pattern that I really like. And I think it's really basic, but there's enough lace. There is Baxter fur on my tablet screen. And all the dust in the world, apparently. So yeah, so it's just really nice, really basic. It'll keep my shoulders warm, but still be pretty. And so, yeah, I think that's kind of the function I need that to have. But, you know, obviously, like one of the benefits of this apartment too is that I'll actually have a permanent place to craft. I'll have my sewing machine set up full time. I found this like IKEA table that it like goes half down and then I can just pop it up. So that leather there might actually get made into some shoes because I really, really do want to get on shoemaking. The little bit I've done of it, I really enjoy. Yeah, so I think now that I actually have like a place to set up and a place that's mine to craft, I will be able to do more. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really happy. So anyway, that's my chatty fall plans. This was just as much for me as it is for you because for me it means I kind of have said it and put it out in the world, so I'm a bit more committed to it. But yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will link to what fabrics I can from here. And yeah, I'm just waiting. But yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to film more too, because that's the thing too, is I'll actually have like a dedicated filming space. And I don't know. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop talking. I've been by myself for like 5 days, and Adam gets home tonight, and I'm just really excited to talk to somebody that's not my dog or my bird. Anyway, hopefully I'll see you soon. Definitely more regularly when we're set up in Dublin. Okay, bye.